The dress cost more than I wanted to spend. Navy blue, because you don't wear white to someone else's wedding, and you don't wear black to a celebration. Neutral. Appropriate. The kind of color that says, I know my place without having to announce it. I'd bought it 3 weeks ago, right after the invitation arrived. The invitation that came to my apartment, addressed correctly, stamped with her return address. I remembered holding it, thinking maybe this time things would be different. Thinking the way you think when you've spent 30 years hoping. The venue was small. Intimate, the kind of place where every guest was supposed to matter. I pulled into the lot at 4:15, ceremony at 4:30. I timed it perfectly, late enough to avoid the awkward milling, early enough to find a seat in the back. My gift was wrapped in silver paper, a box, medium-sized, heavier than it looked. I'd packed it carefully the night before, arranging everything like evidence. The door had a podium in front of it. A young woman with a clipboard smiled at me. Name, I told her. She scanned the list. Flipped a page, scanned again. Her smile didn't drop exactly, just sort of paused. I'm sorry, I'm not seeing it. Are you sure it's today? I felt something cold move through my chest. Familiar cold. The kind you grow up with. I'm her sister, I said. The woman's eyes flickered with something. Pity, maybe, or just the awkwardness of being handed a problem she wasn't paid to solve. She checked again. Page 1. Page 2. The +1 section, nothing. Maybe it's under a different name. Married name, she might have. No, I said. She knows my name. I stepped away from the podium, pulled out my phone, and called my sister. She answered on the 4th ring. Background noise, laughter, music, someone making a toast. She sounded distracted, happy, slightly annoyed at the interruption. Hey, everything okay? We're kind of in the middle of... Did you invite me? A pause. The background noise faded as if she'd walked into a hallway. What? I'm at the door. My name's not on the list. Did you invite me? Another pause. Longer, the kind of pause where you can hear someone deciding which truth to tell. I didn't think you'd want to come, she said finally. It's small. Just close family. I didn't think you didn't think I'd what? Another pause. Then, softer, did you think you'd be invited? I understood then, not with anger. Just with a clarity that settled into my bones like cold water. She hadn't forgotten me. She hadn't made a mistake. I simply wasn't part of the calculation. I was the sister who existed outside the frame. The one you don't list because it doesn't occur to you to list her. Okay, I said. Don't be like that. It's my wedding day. Can we not? Okay. I hung up. I stood there for a moment, phone in one hand, gift in the other. Through the door, I could hear laughter, the clink of glasses, someone calling for a speech, the sound of a family I wasn't part of. I walked back to the podium. The woman with the clipboard looked relieved when she saw me, as if I'd come to resolve her problem for her. I'll just leave this, I said, and set the box on the table next to her. Should I write a note? Who should I say it's from? No note, I said. She'll know. I drove home slowly, changed into sweatpants, made tea, watched a movie I'd seen before. The phone stayed on the kitchen counter, face up, silent. Hours later, it started ringing. 9:15, 9:17, 9:18. My sister's name on the screen. I watched it light up, vibrate across the counter, go dark. Then again, I didn't answer. At 9:30, a text, please pick up. I didn't. At 9:45, another. Where did you get these? I knew which ones she meant. The photographs, the ones of us as children, before the distance calcified into something permanent. The letters I'd written her from summer camp when I was 9, the ones she'd thrown away but I'd fished out of the trash and kept. The small locket our mother had given me before she died, the one my sister had claimed was lost. I'd found it in her room years ago, shoved in a drawer, forgotten. I'd taken it, not to steal, just to save. I'd put it all in the box. Every piece of evidence that someone had been paying attention. That someone had held onto what she'd thrown away. The calls kept coming. 10:15, 10:30. I drank my tea and watched my movie. At 11, a final text, I understand. I'm sorry. I read it 3 times. Then I set the phone down, face down this time, and went to bed. In the morning, I made coffee. The sun came through the window. The world was the same as it had always been. My sister had a husband now, a life, a story that included everyone except me. Nothing had changed. Except that for the first time, the silence wasn't something that happened to me. It was something I chose.